Good morning and welcome to Market Cafe with me, Ankur Mishra and Kanishka Sarkar. In this 1 hour, we'll bring you all the details and news which matters to you before opening of market. But let's begin with an eye on the globe and especially Wall Street. Good morning, Kanishka. How were the US markets yesterday?
Good morning, Ankur. The US market did see stocks selling off overnight, pressured by a sharp spike higher in the Treasury yields as traders grew worried that a new US budget bill would put even more stress on the country's already large deficit. Now, the Dow Jones Industrial Average lost more than 800 points or almost 2%. The S&P 500, on the other hand, shed 1.6%, whereas the Nasdaq Composite lost 1.5%. If you look at specific stock movement, Target shares dropped about more than 5% after the big box retailer cut its full year sales outlook with executives citing tariff uncertainty. On the other hand, United Health was the worst performing Dow member, losing almost 6% following a downgrade from HSBC. Major tech-related stocks like Apple and Amazon also dropped as rates increased. Now, this kind of action overnight comes after a tough session for the three major averages in the previous one, in which the S&P 500 ended a 6-day win streak, while the Nasdaq saw its first negative day in 3. Nonetheless, the major averages have staged a sharp recovery since the last sell-off last month that engulfed markets since Trump unveiled those sweeping tariffs on imported goods. The S&P 500 and Nasdaq are up more than 13% and 18% respectively since then in the past month.
Right. If you talk about oil prices, it continued to slide as US crude prices stockpile. In fact, we have seen that there is a pressure which was building in for crude, particularly the concerns of oversupply. The latest AIA data showed significant inventory buildup, putting pressure on oil prices. Adding to that was pressure on risk on sentiment remained fragile. Equity, bonds and dollar also declined amid growing concerns of Washington's fiscal deficit. And if you talk about the stockpiles that has been added to 600,000 barrels, and this build-up has definitely put some pressure on the oil prices. Apart from that, the crypto is something which needs to be watched out. You would have seen that there is a pressure. If you talk about Bitcoin, that slipped past 109 on optimism around legislation. In fact, there was high demand for Bitcoins, which has pushed the prices above 109K past optimism around legislation.